that because of what you reported, that we now know that that's exactly what people are going to lean on when they're thinking about Embiid now over these issues, because it all correlates with one another. And that is what has Joel Embiid looking very, very bad this morning.
100%, Steve.
Hey, man, look. Before we get to this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you like, leave a comment. I appreciate the love I've been getting. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs. Let's see if y'all can really help me get there. And leave your take on it, man. So, you know, this whole Embiid situation been hot all day long. And, I was listening to this take, and Stephen A. was, blabbering on about nothing. And then Mad Dog Russo started talking, and I immediately just paused it right there and was like, yeah, let me log in real quick and do a little reaction to this, man. So I'm going to go ahead and let him finish what he was saying, and I'm going to chime in.
I tell you, I'm speaking for all 70, well, not all, but I bet you I'm speaking for a lot of 76er fans that feel the same way. I've had it with Embiid. All right, here's a guy who's never played in a conference final, who never plays. Again, fresh as a daisy in the Olympics. He played, he was up and down the court, he was fresh as a daisy. And then he's unable to go in game one. I'm not going to play back-to-back. The team's 2-11. This is a man who's never played in the conference final, for crying out loud. And we got people out there who want to put him in the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar level. Or Jokic.
Yo, man, this dude is speaking facts. Facts. Let me put y'all on something, man. Look. Joel Embiid is a great player, dude, and I'm not going to lie. He's definitely top 5. But he is one of the reasons when we get on LeBron over here, we don't throw enough heat at Joel Embiid, bro. This man has been full of shit for the last half decade. He's been full of it, bro. What more does Philly have to do for this man, bro? I remember when James Harden left, he was throwing out subs about potentially getting traded. And I'm like, you mother... I was so ready. If I was in the Philly organization, I would have slapped the shit out this dude. What haven't we given you? You've had ample times to win a championship, bro. You had the Ben Simmons era, where we loaded you up with shooters like JJ Redick and other talent to win. Then you had the Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler era. And y'all lost and y'all didn't go to the finals because of that one shot that Kawhi Leonard made, right? Then after that, we traded Ben Simmons and gave you James freaking Harden. We drafted Tyrese Maxey, who was balling for the last couple years. You still didn't win. All you had to do was beat the Boston Celtics. It was you, Harden, and Maxey. All you had to do was beat them in, I believe, it was Game 7. And you guys wet the bed. You shitted yourselves. In the third quarter, you let Jason Tatum get hot on your ass. He got hot on your ass. And y'all sat there biting your fingernails, screaming in terror like you was Luigi from Luigi's Mansion. Mamma mia. That's all I saw. You lost. We set you up for success. And now you showing up late. You on your rock star shit. You not invested. You choking out reporters and stuff. Come on, bro. That type of stuff, if it was me and I'm Philly, it's time to move on. And I say move on now while his trade rate is high. Because all Embiid has ever done there is please himself. All he wanted was the MVP. Remember, he wanted the MVP? Everybody said it's time to give it to Joel, right? Joel gets the MVP, and all of a sudden it just seems like he don't even care about winning a championship. You know, I remember he cried, bro. I remember seeing him tear up when Kawhi Leonard made that shot. But now it makes me wonder in hindsight, right? Was he tearing up because of the moment? You feel me? Or was he tearing up because he really, truly wanted to win at that point in his life? Because from what I see now, it don't seem like he want to win no more. Let's just keep it a buck, bro. You also got to realize, life to me goes by in half decades, man. Sometimes for some people it's every 2 to 3 years, but every half decade you might be a different person. I don't want to say a different person, but your ideology, your mindset might be different than what it was 5 years before. And what was that, the 2019 playoffs? Bro, now we're in 2024. So that's 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. So basically, it's been 7 years and 6 seasons since then, right? And Joel Embiid could just not give a fuck no more. He probably just on some I don't care no more. I want the money, I want the cash, I want the fun life. I'm not interested in winning. Because what you can't do is sit here and say Philadelphia ain't put you in a position to win. You can't say that. You've had ample opportunities to win a championship. You've had a plethora of talent around you. You're not one of these guys at NBA Siberia. Now you got Paul George. Now you got Paul George and Tyrese Maxey. And what do? Choke somebody out before the season even starts for you. Absolutely ridiculous. This guy's not a winner. He's not interested in winning.
He's not. He is not a patch on Jokic's fanny. There's no debating. Jokic is so much better, and that alone should say, you know what? I'm not standing for that. Everybody thinks he's that much better. I'm going to play. I'm going to play my 70 games. I'm going to do what I have to do a team leader, and I'm going to take this team as far as I can take this team. I do not see that attitude out of him, and this has been going on way, way too long.
Yeah.
He never...
Jokic may be a better player because he definitely is, but Embiid has definitely had more talent around him for a career than Jokic has had in his career. I can tell you that for sure.
Plays in the game,
Hold on.
Steven.
Shams, what do you want to add to all of that? Because, I mean, you're on the ground and you're talking to these guys. What do you want to add to that?
Joel Embiid is clearly dealing with something, right, with his body. When you think about he's got that chronic left knee issue that we've been dealing with over the last year. He had that surgery on his meniscus in February. So it's clear that he's dealing with something. The thing that I keep hearing when I talk to people around the locker room, the organization, is playing in games to get in shape. And I know we talked about that last time when we were on this show last week about the 76ers and Joel Embiid, and that the only way to get into basketball shape, the shape that he needs to get into, is about playing in games. And so he's playing.
Yeah, I really don't like listening to people like Shams. They just be talking nonsense, making up excuses for mediocrity. If you're sitting here making excuses for why he sucks, then don't talk to me. But anyway, he does have a point where he's talking about playing into shape. Joel Embiid and Luka Doncic have been doing that their whole careers, bro. You come in fat and then try to loosen up to start the season. That tells me you're not interested in winning, bro. See, I grew up around the Kobe culture, and I'm not sitting there telling you Kobe's, the best ever. He's my favorite. But one thing that he had was just that no nonsense mentality, bro. He didn't have time for the bullshit and the chicanery. He didn't have time to be around people who thought that they could eat freaking McDoubles all summer long, lobster tails and gumbo all summer long, and then get their ass up in here the first day of training camp and try to play into losing 10, 15, 20 pounds. Kobe wasn't one of those dudes, bro. If you came in like that, he'd get on your ass. He not playing with you. But that was just the Laker culture before, La Dinosaur got here. That was always just the Laker culture, the Laker mindset. And that's why I think, I gravitated, even though my family, was all Laker fans, that's why I just gravitated towards being, with the Lakers. Joel Embiid could never cut it out. People ask you, why is he always hurt? Well, if he's playing his way into shape, that can have a big toll on why you're always hurt, bro. You coming in not ready. You hurting your ankles. He's always diving into people. He's always hurting other people. He's always diving when he making layups as if he's some type of point guard. Bro, you're a center. You're a big dude. Stop diving all over and flopping around the floor like you Dwayne Wade. Stop it. But this dude is just clearly this. I don't want to say it's the last straw, but basically where I want to transition for this conversation is that this is the time, if you're the Sixers, to move on from this Non-winner. With that being said, what would you guys think be a great trade piece for Joel Embiid? Now, if I'm Philly, because you still got Paul George, right? Who, honestly, that's not saying much, but you got Paul George. And you got Tyrese Maxey, who, kudos to him for calling this dude out in public. For calling him out. Now, it's just about being late, but what he basically saying is, bro, you not really about that shit. You being a bitch. You're not really about it. You booty shaking. You out here booty shaking and bullshitting. That's basically what he telling the B right now. You booty shaking, bro. Excuse me. But anyway, since he's calling him out, right? Joel Embiid ain't gonna have no choice but to eat crow. Can he get into shape? Can he figure out? Probably, but I just think that this team is just spinning its wheels for years. If it was me, I have to get comparable value for Embiid. I cannot trade him for, 5-carat diamonds. If he's a 5, like they said about Kobe back in the day, you're a 5-carat diamond. I can't trade you for 5 1-carat diamonds. I have to get some good value for Embiid because you still have a young player in Tyrese Maxey who can dominate. And I'm probably more interested in getting somebody younger because then we got another 10 years to 15 years of domination in the East instead of it. Because Joel Embiid's already like 31, 32. So, he's on his way out. He's always injury prone. He probably got 5 years left. If it's not Giannis, right? Because the only other player I could think is Giannis. I would do, especially with what's going on in Milwaukee, I would do a straight swap for Giannis, probably get a Bucks a couple more picks, and do a Giannis for Embiid swap. And honestly, that's like, a straight swap. Joel Embiid still is like a top 5 player. He's still up there. And honestly, Giannis on the Sixers, wow. Wow, that would be scary. But if it's not Giannis, I'm thinking like Paolo Banchero. The Magic probably are desperate to get a blue chip prospect like Embiid. Paulo's also a blue chip prospect. He's a future superstar. He has the intangibles for it. So I would either, if I'm Philly, I'm looking at Paulo. But to be honest with you, I think the biggest fish would be, because I know damn well Philly, San Antonio ain't trading Wemby. But I want a young dude. So I'm probably going for Chet Holmgren. I think the Thunder have so many pieces over there. I'm giving them Embiid and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander would be crazy cold. But having Chet Holmgren, probably getting that dude that they signed, that they picked up this year, and then also tossing me like 3 or 4 picks. I'm probably also trying to see if I can get Dort. You probably got to get Dort out of there. That right there would be cold. And even if you don't get Dort, then I'm gonna see what y'all want for Caruso. So I'm talking like a Chet Holmgren, Alex Caruso, and probably even the guy that they got in this year's draft and a couple of picks. You pair Shea with Embiid, and I think that's probably the team that would actually do it. They have a good makeup right now. Don't get me wrong. The Thunder can dominate for the next decade with Chet Holmgren, and they probably know that. But at the same time, they're not winning this year. Like, the Thunder is still like 2 to 3 seasons away, in my opinion. Chet has a lot more development. But if you put Maxey with Chet, know what I'm saying? You have Paul George, you get some picks and all of that. Then if you're Philly, you kind of, basically become the Thunder. Because Tyrese Maxey, he's cold. He ain't Shea, but he's cold. What would y'all do? And that's where I'm going to end this video at too, man. What would you do if you were a GM right now? What other trades would you make for Embiid? Because I think at this point, it's time for them to get rid of this dude. And I think that they probably realize that too. And if they're smart, they're going to get rid of him while his value is extremely high. Let me know in the comment section, man. I appreciate y'all watching this video, and I'm up out of here.